Greetings, Johnny Matthews with Cannabis Talk Show Live, and I'm here live and direct from Las Vegas at the 5th Annual Marijuana Business Conference Expo. And I'm with one of the CEOs of the conference, Miss Cassandra Farrington. Cassandra, thank you for being here with Cannabis Talk Show Live. I want to say thank you for allowing us, Cannabis Talk Show Live, to be here at this wonderful Business Conference Expo. If you could tell our viewing listeners, how long have you been involved in the cannabis industry, and what made you decide to do such a amazing event for this for the public in the cannabis industry?
Yeah, you bet. I am co-founder and CEO of this publication of Marijuana Business Daily, which is the producer of this event. So my business partner and I have a long history and background in business-to-business intelligence. So actionable business information that help people do their jobs better, grow their businesses, and help industries thrive. When we launched what has become Marijuana Business Daily, it was actually our third media launch that we had done together, and it's just taken off and has become everything that you see around you here at the MJ BizCon event, and we've now sold off everything else. We've divested all of our other product lines and are focused entirely on this industry.
Great. And you offer this event twice a year, is that right now? Last year was my first year covering it, and I was just amazed of not just the turnout of the event, but how well produced the event is operated.
Thanks. Well, yes, we do this twice a year. We do the fall event here, which stays in Las Vegas. We are moving out of this facility, the Rio, next year, and moving up the street. And this whole convention and this industry is taking over the Las Vegas Convention Center next year for this event. It is. And then we also do a corollary sister event in the spring, which is on the East Coast, and it moves around. It was in Chicago and then Orlando. This year we're going to D.C. and taking this event to the steps of the nation's capital, and taking that same really high quality of content and production that people have come to expect from Marijuana Business Daily and the content team behind it, and bringing it into this event and into live business education.
Wow, amazing. And interesting that you guys are going to Washington, D.C. this spring, although Florida would have been another great stop again, since they just had a wonderful election this past election. Washington, D.C., we haven't heard much from our president-elect on what his guidelines or what his address would be with the cannabis industry. He has so many other things on his plate right now. Hopefully it'll be one of the last things on his plate to address. How do you feel that he may address it or may not address it? And should our industry feel a little threatened or a little at unease right now?
I think it's very natural that many people in this convention hall are feeling, a little bit trepidatious about what might be coming down the road from the new federal administration. As far as what he may or may not do, the president-elect, he's very unpredictable. So that's why I think that trepidation happens. Logically, when you think through what we know about him and his staff and his advisors, what we know about the Republican bent towards states' rights and things like that, all of those things point to generally leaving the cannabis industry alone in the way that it has grown up and just doubled down by having such an amazing state-level result in November, just last week. So, certainly the hope is that he will not get involved or let his administration get involved in it, and just kind of let us continue to do our thing in a very safe, professional, and state legal manner. But we don't know. Right,
and since he is such a business mongo, and this is such a prosperous business, wouldn't it make sense for him to look at this business model and see how he can incorporate it into making America great again?
Sure. There's no question that the cannabis industry has proven in state after state to be a huge driver of job growth, of tax revenue, of just business development overall. You can see it in Colorado. You see the amazing growth that's going on in that state, and that can all be tied back very closely to the emergence of a very legal, professional, and well-run and well-regulated cannabis industry. Again, another reason why, when you think through, kind of that Republican philosophy, that hopefully he would choose to leave it alone.
Right.
That said, he does have some prominent surrogates who have been very vocally opposed to the cannabis industry, specifically medical marijuana, and then just the emergence of what's been going on in the cannabis space. That said, I think it would be very difficult for anybody at the federal level to turn around and tell over half of the United States population, which now lives in a state with legal cannabis laws of some sort, some on the medical side, many on the rec side now, that's going to be a very difficult thing for them to really push through.
Great. Well, Cassandra, one last question. Where do you see this industry 5 years from now if, again, the government, the White House right now, it would be great, the federal government, just to release the Schedule 1 off of it, and it would expand. But as it stands right now, where do you see our industry progressing?
So we started this event 4 years ago. This is our 5th annual one. That was 402 people on a very odd stage in Denver, Colorado, and have turned it into this event with over 10,000 people here 4 years later. I see that continued growth. I see that sort of trajectory continuing to happen. I see more and more really sophisticated entrepreneurs. I see a lot of very well-heeled and sophisticated investors looking at this space, and I see all of that continuing to drive the innovation and the dynamic of this industry in very exciting ways.
Great. Well, it's been a can-amazing interview with you. Again, thank you so much for allowing Cannabis Talk Show Live to be a part of this can-amazing event, and thank you for bringing it here.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
All right, thank you.